So, now body paragraphs. Body paragraphs should do what? Please.
Explain the thesis.
Yes. Prove or explain the thesis. Prove the thesis. Well, how do we go about that? First and foremost, on every type of essay, every body paragraph, the first thing is your topic sentence. It's kind of like a hook for your paragraph. You want it to be somewhat interesting, but you want it to expose the topic, explain the topic. The topic sentence, what's our topic? Please. What's our topic? Filial piety. Now we can talk about filial piety in the Analects. So we talk about filial piety. Say something about it. Maybe Confucius wrote about filial piety in the Analects as one of the most important parts of his philosophy. Explain, elaborate. That is, discuss the topic. Again, discuss. Topic and text. Not only should youth show filial piety, but he also says that people in government should work along the same principle. The same respect that you show your mother and father, you show to your teachers and your elders in the community, and to the government at large, the same principles apply all the way up the line. And even goes down into your ancestors. You show them reverence as well. Now, how do we prove that in literature, please?
Example details.
Example, and?
Details. Explanation.
Oh, I heard it. I heard it. We have examples.
Yeah, I said it. Quote.
We have examples. We quote. Quote. In literature, we always quote. This is how we know what a text says. We need the exact words. So, Confucius says, a youth should show filial piety when at home. Quote, unquote. What we need to do at that point is explain. Maybe we think the audience needs an explanation of filial piety. Filial piety is the reverence that a son or daughter shows to their elders, specifically their parents, grandparents, ancestors, but also to the elder adults in their life. Now, I explained what the quote meant, literally. So, explain the quote, but also explain the relevance, hitting a little divot there, the relevance to the thesis. This shows why it is important to the Analects philosophy, etc., etc. So explanation comes in two forms. Explain the quotation word for word, or the sense of it, but also the relevance to the thesis. Now, examples. And this is something that you guys needed to work on for the quick write, now that we can work on it for homework. The examples. Give me an example of filial piety from real life. Since we're doing philosophy, we can only draw from real life. When we use a story, later on we'll be reading longer works, we can use episodes, actions, deeds, words from the characters in the story. But for now, for the philosophy, we're going to use examples from real life. Somebody please give me an example of filial piety in real life. A concrete example. Something from your own life, a story, something that you've seen.
So like how do we show respect to our parents?
How do you show respect to any adult, parents, elders, grandparents, ancestors?
I do what they tell me to do.
Ah, you do what they tell you to do,
Yeah.
right? So, Mr. Russo tells you to do your homework, what do?
I do it.
You do your homework. You come in prepared to class, you email it before class begins, and it's done. That is respect. What about with your parents? What do your parents want you to do while you're here at IMG?
Get good grades.
Get good grades.
Get good grades. Succeed.
Get better at my
Be
sport.
happy.
Get better at your sport. Be happy. Yes, Marisa, your parents want you to be happy.
Yeah, but they're sending me here.
Believe it or not, they think that might make you happy, Esteban. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But, first and foremost, they want you to get good grades and work on your sport while you're here too. That's why we're here. So, are you going to mess around? Is messing around and not doing your homework, is that showing filial piety?
No.
No. So, example, real life. Studying. Practicing. Doing what our parents ask of us. Why should I? My parents are always telling me what to do. Mr. Russo is always telling me what to do. Man, I can't stand these people. They're always telling me what to do. Why do we keep telling you these things? Study, practice,
To improve.
be good. To improve.
To be success in future life.
Yeah, to be a success in future life. Believe it or not, the things that I teach you, that all your other teachers teach you, that even that your coaches teach you, will be useful someday. I promise.
What about in algebra?
Algebra, actually, useful.
I have a question.
I want to see the
Please.
day where I use one of those problems.
What type of examples are better? Personal examples or just like examples that you point out?
Philosophy
Real life.
is about life.
Okay.
You know your life better than anyone else knows it, and you know it better than you know other people's life, right?
Yeah.
So, give me examples that you know really well
For filial piety.
for filial piety. And also, you could give me examples, negative examples or positive examples, from kids that you see from around here. Kids that don't do their homework, who don't respect their teachers or their parents. Negative examples often work, just like positive examples
Okay.
work. Make sure to explain again the quotation and the example. Explain them and how they are relevant to the thesis. Believe it or not, showing your parents respect and listening to what they say is good for you, and will help you succeed in life. Conclusion. Pen with me. Conclusion. What's the first thing we need for a conclusion? It's on the IBC essay notes. What do we need?
Rethesis.
We need to
Rethesis. What does that mean?
Restate your thesis.
Yes, rethesis. Restate.
New way, new order.
Restate the thesis in different words. English is funny. We write essays like this. In the introduction, I'm going to tell you something. The body, I'm telling you something. The conclusion, I'm telling you, I just told you. 3 times. We repeat ourselves. It seems kind of redundant, but it's not. Because It usually takes more than once to actually get your point across. We need to restate it. What's the next thing that we do in an essay conclusion?
Summarize your 3 main points.
Yeah. Discuss topic and text. Just like in the intro. We're working backwards. It's like an intro in reverse. Last, fade. Fade out.
Fade up.
Should be like your hook, but with some sort of closure. If you asked a question in the beginning, there should be some sort of balancing either question or statement. Showing our parents respect is a good idea because they know something about life. Doesn't necessarily have to be a thesis, but it does have to be a general statement about the topic. You can cut.